Greetings, Mr. Sutton, bringing you the Pre-Cal Honors 3-2 Part 1 Homework Solutions on Multiplying and Dividing Rational Expressions. For this one, before I multiply these rational expressions together, let me first factor and cancel out anything I can. So here's my fraction bars, and I'm going to factor the upper left now. I can take out a 4 there for the common factor, leaving me with an x plus 2. And in the lower left, I need factors of negative 12 that add up to 1. 1 and 12 won't do it, neither does 2 and 6. 3 and 4 works if you have negative 3 and positive 4. That adds up to positive 1. So I have x minus 3 and x minus 4 down there, x plus 4 rather, negative 3 plus 4. And then in the upper right, I need factors of negative 32 that add up to negative 4. Let's see, we got 1 and 32, 2 and 16, 4 and 8. 4 and 8 works, positive 4 and negative 8. So I've got x plus 4, x minus 8. And then down in the right here, I've got an x I can take out. That leaves me with an x minus 8. And now canceling what I can, let's see here. We've got these x plus 4s that can go away. And I'm allowed to cross cancel here because I'm multiplying the fractions. So they'd end up in the same fraction anyway if I put everything together. And then these x minus 8s can certainly get canceled. And is there anything else? Doesn't look like it. So in the numerator, we still have 4 parentheses x plus 2. And in the denominator, we have an x minus 3 along with this x. I'll put the x out in front. And there we are. To simplify this problem, before I multiply these, let me first reduce what I can. So the 14 and the 21 can interact. We're allowed to cross-reduce those because we are multiplying the fractions, so they're going to end up in the same big fraction anyway. And if I reduce those by 7s, 21 is now a 3, and the 14 becomes a 2. I can also reduce the x to the 8th and the x to the 3rd. Subtracting the exponents, I get x to the 8 minus 3, or x to the 5th, in the numerator. Multiplying the leftovers, x to the 5th and 3, that's 3x to the 5th up there. And I still have a 2 in the denominator. Before I multiply together these rational expressions, let me first factor and cancel whatever I can. So the 4 and the 8 obviously can't do anything there, but the 9x minus 27, we can take a 9 out of that expression. That leaves me with an x minus 3. And for this lower right expression, we can take out an x, leaving me with an x minus 3 there as well. So it looks like I can cancel those x minus 3s. I'm allowed to cross cancel here because I am multiplying the fractions, and it works with multiplying, but nothing else. And then the 4 and the 8 can also reduce. That leaves me with a 1 down here and a 2 up in the numerator. So multiplying the leftovers, we've got 9 times 2, that's 18, and then we still have this x kicking around downstairs. Before I multiply these rational expressions, let me start by factoring everything I can, which in this case is everything, and then after I factor, maybe I'll have some common factors I can cancel out. So in the upper left, I can take an x out of that, leaving me with an x minus 7. In the lower left, I need factors of negative 7 that add up to negative 6. So we've got 1 and 7, and that's about it. If I had positive 1 and negative 7, that would add up to negative 6. So x plus 1 and x minus 7. In the upper right, I need factors of negative 30 that add up to 1. Well, we got 1 and 30, that doesn't work. 2 and 15 doesn't work. 3 and 10, still not working. 5 and 6, though, if I have negative 5 and positive 6, that adds up to positive 1. So I have x minus 5 and x plus 6 then. And finally, in the lower right, I can take an 8 out, leaving me with an x minus 5. So let's see here. These x minus 7s can go away. I can also cancel out these x minus 5s. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. So we have an x parentheses x plus 6 in the numerator. And in the denominator, we have an 8 parentheses x plus 1. To multiply these rational expressions, let's first cancel out what we can. So the 5 and the 10 can cancel. So that leaves us with a 1 down here, which we don't have to write, and a 2 up here. And it's okay, they're in different fractions. Since we're multiplying, we can cross cancel. And now with the x's, we can do the same. That leaves us with a 1 up here as all of those x's get canceled out. And there's 1 x left over down there. So multiplying what's left over, we have an invisible 1 times 2, so that's 2 for the numerator. And downstairs we have 1 times x, leaving us with x, so 2 over x. Before we multiply these rational expressions together, let's first factor and cancel out what we can. So in the upper left here, and we'll just leave the 9 and 21 around, in the upper left we can take out a 2, leaving us with x plus 6. And down below we have an x we can take out. That leaves us with an x plus 6. These x plus 6's can definitely cancel, and it's okay to cross-cancel because we are multiplying the fractions. Next, it looks like the 21 and the 9 can get reduced. So that leaves us, if we divide both of those by 3, we've got a 3 up here, and 21 is going to turn into a 7 down there. Multiplying the leftovers, we have a 2 times 3 for the numerator, so that's 6. In the denominator, we still have a 7 times x, so that's 7x. So 6 over 7x.